Assalamualaikum and a very good day to Madam Aini and fellow friends. My name is Noor Nafisa binti Makhir from class BA245C, and today I'll be sharing a topic that I believe is important for any organization that wants to grow and succeed, which is learning from failure, how organization can adapt and evolve. So here's what I'll be covering today, which is starting with a short introduction, followed by the problem organization face when dealing with failure, some practical solution, and finally a conclusion on why failure can be competitive advantage. So let's start with short introduction first, where failure is often seen as something negative, something to avoid or even hide. But in the business world, failure isn't just a setback. It can be a powerful tool for learning, improvement, and long-term growth. So what does it mean? So learning from failure refers to the process by which individuals or organizations analyze setbacks, mistakes, or unsuccessful outcomes to gain valuable insight that can drive improvement and innovation. Instead of viewing failure as a sign of incompetence or defeat, it is approached as an opportunity to reflect, identify root causes, and inform change to strategies, process, or behavior. In this way, failure becomes a stepping stone toward growth, helping organizations become more resilient, adaptable, and better equipped to face future challenges. So let's say Astro Malaysia Company as an example, where in 2024, Astro Malaysia faced a difficult year with profit dropping by 86% due to strong competition from streaming platforms, piracy, and rising costs. The company also saw a drop in revenue and had to shut down its Go Shop business. Despite this challenge, Astro did not give up. They took action by cutting costs, including reducing staff and lowering technology expenses. They also worked on fighting piracy more aggressively to protect their content. To recover, Astro focused on creating more local content, which became very popular with viewers. They also start using AI technology to improve their service, including new checks and content control. So their effort began to pay off in 2025, with profit increasing again and their streaming service, which is Suka, growing to about 1.2 million monthly users. Its story shows how a company can bounce back stronger by flexible, taking smart steps, and using new technology to improve how they deliver their service. So let's start with the problems organizations face when it comes to learning from failure. First, which is fear of failure, where many companies have a culture where making mistakes is seen as embarrassing or unacceptable. Employees are afraid to speak up when something goes wrong, which means the organization never learned from its mistake. For example, in some companies, employees might hide technical errors or poor project results, and the leadership never gets a clear picture of what went wrong. So second, there is a lack of reflection, where some companies are so busy on moving on to the next project that they don't take the time to analyze what went wrong. So they miss the chance to understand the root causes and risk repeating the same mistake. For example, a company may continue with an updated business model without fully analyzing why customers are leaving for newer alternatives. This can delay their response to the market change. Third, there is resistance to change. Even when organizations know they need to improve, they often stick to old habits because of change feel uncomfortable or risky. For example, in Astro Malaysia case, the company could have ignored its declining profit and continue with the same pay TV model. But doing that will have worsened things because the market has already shifting to streaming problems. So what can organization do to overcome these problems? First, create a psychological safe environment where organizations should encourage open discussion about failure without fear or blame, where leaders can set the tone by admitting their own mistakes and show it's safe to speak up. So this can build trust and open the door to honest learning. For example, leadership that openly acknowledge its challenge and communicate its turnaround plans which help rebuild internal and public confidence. Second, they can use structured tools for failure analysis, where companies should hold a regular post-mortem, root cause analysis, or after-action review to deeply understand what went wrong. Documenting this lesson ensure that they are remembered and act upon. Astro, for example, carefully analyzed why its traditional pay TV model was losing ground and used that insight to improve its local content and digital service. They can share lessons across the organization, where instead of keeping lesson within one team, company can use internal newsletter, learning database, or cross team meetings to spread insight. This help the entire organization improve and reduce repeated mistakes. For example, departments such as technology, product development, and marketing can collaborate and share key learnings to strengthen their business as a whole. In conclusion, failure is not the end. It is a valuable opportunity for organizations to learn and improve. Many companies struggle with fear of failure, lack of analysis, and resistance to change, which can hinder their progress. However, by fostering a psychological safe environment, employing structured failure analysis tools, and sharing lessons, organizations can transform setbacks into growth opportunity. Astro Malaysia is a good example of this approach, where when they face with declining profit and industry restructuring, they adapt through cutting costs, investing in local content, and leveraging AI technology. This demonstrates that organization is willing to face failure, learn, and take action are more likely to thrive. So that's all from me. Thank you and hope you guys learned something new.